So a socialist shocker in America's largest city, that could mean trouble for Democrats across the country. State Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani declaring victory in New York City's Democratic mayoral primary after three-term ex-governor Andrew Cuomo conceded the race in a stunning upset. The final call still waiting on ranked choice, but Zohran is already seizing the means of the election.
Where rent-stabilized apartments are actually stabilized. Where buses are fast and free. It's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism. To stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors.
Tonight was not our night. Tonight was Assemblyman Mandani's night.
Freezing the rent, city-run grocery stores, and taxing the you-know-what out of millionaires to pay for it. Zohran is running on a socialist platform that would make Bernie and AOC blush. Here's just a small sample.
How many more New Yorkers will you detain? How many more New Yorkers without choice? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan?
The push is defund the NYPD and refund all of these different social services.
Does it just make you uncomfortable? Like the phrase globalized intifada, from the river to the sea?
You know, I know people for whom those things mean very different things. Arabic words can be twisted.
President Trump couldn't resist taking a shot at the rising socialist with a very lengthy post on Truth where he called Zohran, quote, a 100% communist lunatic. I don't think he's going to get a lot of disagreement here on that one. Kennedy, the youngsters seem to believe that real socialism has never been tried. And they would like to try it now. What say you?
I say talk to my family who fled the communist Soviets from Romania in the 40s. Socialism has been tried, and it has failed, and it has failed utterly everywhere. And it is a cruel institution with which to shackle citizens. And that's exactly what he's selling. He's not hiding what he's selling, but he does it in such a way, it's so slick and polished. It's like a teaser episode of Love Island. And of course, millennials get on board with this because they're sold something that Eric Adams has called snake oil. And it's much worse than that. You know, look back at the de Blasio era, where taxes were high. There was a proliferation of mentally ill, homeless people all over New York City. This is going to be worse than that because his contempt for the police is actually greater than Bill de Blasio's, if you can fathom that. And he has told you all the things that he despises, including a free market. You know, try going to the post office in a city as big as New York. Look how that's run. Imagine a grocery store run by the city. It would be a hellhole. And that's just one of a number of things that you can list off, you know, not to mention his virulent anti-Zionism. And that's a very nice way of saying anti-Semitism. And the way he twists words so offensively to suit himself and his agenda, which is scary at best, but deeply racist at its worst.
Tyrus, it's a major humiliation for Andrew Cuomo.
I think he had it coming. Let's be honest. I don't think it was the constituents that voted for him that hurt him. I think it's the constituents that aren't here anymore because of him that hurt him.
Senior vote matters.
Yes, and somewhere shout out to Janice Dean. Not on our watch, mama. So having said that, but listen, Jesse, I want to add, you have very strong convictions and rules, and you don't drink with a straw, you don't eat soup in public. I would like to add to your list, never trust a man who yells on a microphone. There is no reason to yell and scream on a microphone, and it seems all of his emotional outbursts are within a foot of a camera. So this is also anyone who ever needed to make a motivational commercial for why you don't want to live in New York, this would be it. Now, New Yorkers have a choice. Mayor Adams, who has put the city before politics, that is where you're going. The streets are cleaning up. We're seeing reductions in crime, or you're going to go back to the same old. So, and his socialist is the same as Bernie's socialist and all socialists. Socialism for you, not for me. He's going to make sure he's in the mansion. He's going to make sure he's making money and all these other kinds, and everyone else is supposed to share and attack the rich. So again, this is a horrible look for New York. I hope that the people, this is why I don't live in New York. Hopefully they'll make good choices and do what's best for the people, not party. Because this guy, the only thing I see him do is yell and scream. And Jesse, I'm hoping that I get approval from you to add that to the list of things you don't do.
Put that on the list, rules for men.
Go ahead and ask the control room to pull up call for number 4. This is the Harry Enton. He's the pollster for CNN. Watch.
The people who hate this result the most are the Democratic establishment. We have seen poll after poll after poll showing Democratic voters fed up with their leaders in Washington, fed up with their leaders in government.
And Harold, I talked to a Democrat friend today who said he believes that this is a hangover from Biden's decision to run again, and that young people in the Democratic Party have said no more of this. We want a new direction. Are you going to save the city and run instead?
So I think you should never underestimate the power of voters who seek a better quality of life. The better quality of life could be cleaning up the streets, could be providing better jobs, lowering costs. The greatest example in the last 8 years is now back in the White House. President Trump upended the political scene in the country and upended the political dynamics in the country by appealing to Democrats and appealing to Republicans. In this instance, this young guy, who I didn't vote for, I accept the outcome of this race, focus on the things we talk about around this table every once in a while that Democrats ought to get back to, which is an affordability agenda. The question is, can he convince us, Mr. Mandani, can he convince voters between now and implicating the point that Tyrus was making, can he convince voters that giving away everything for free is the way to actually make their lives better? He proved in the primary that it was. Now, did he have, were there the candidates, the toughest candidates in that race? I don't know. I followed the race and I had my choice in the race. Eric Adams and him in the fall, I think this will be the most consequential race that New York City has faced. Certainly in my 20 years living here, and I would argue over the last half century, because of the direction this young man wants to take the city. And it's incumbent upon Eric Adams, who will be on the ballot in the fall, to lay out a positive, tough-minded agenda for where the city's going to go and how he's going to achieve it. It's not going to be enough just to criticize this young man, because they did that in this campaign here. It didn't work. You've got to lay out where you want to take the city. And if he does that, if Eric Adams does it, then the city will have an opportunity to choose between the vision that Mr. Mandami's offering and the vision that Mr. Adams wants to pursue.
It wasn't just what he was selling, it was how he sold it, Jesse. He is very prolific on social media, especially TikTok. And his mother is a film producer, and many of his ads and the things that they put up on social media were very attractive. They had the merch, and it became like a vibe campaign, which helped put him over the edge.
Yeah, well, you can't blame the blacks and Hispanics. They voted for Cuomo. You got to blame the whites. They wanted communism, and they got it. They loved communism in college, and then they graduated with no skills and $200,000 in debt, and they came into a city that's hard to get ahead with high prices. So they see this kid on TikTok talking about he's going to soak the rich and he's going to control prices, and they say, that's my guy. Okay, so he gets into the city hall, and then what? He's just going to attack the country, cops, and capitalism? He's just going to cause more crime and chaos. He's going to turn the prisons inside out, and he's going to turn Whole Foods into no foods. This is what happens when you let the wacky wing of the Democrat Party run wild. This is what the Democrat establishment's been trying to keep a lid on for decades, since Occupy Wall Street. Biden tried to keep a lid on it. Cuomo couldn't keep a lid on it. This is the Bernie bro, Dave Hogg, AOC faction that's now going to run wild all over the place. And you're basically giving this, I guess he's a Muslim communist from another country, City Hall in the best city in the world. This is the financial capital of the world. It's the biggest city in America. And you're going to run a communist out. I thought I was right when I said we'd hit rock bottom with Bill de Blasio. I was wrong. And it takes a big man to admit they were wrong. But I was wrong. And so this guy is going to do his thing. And thank God I left for Jersey.
They're going to have to get it together.
It's too close, man. You got to do Florida.
Florida.
It's phenomenal.
Let's move to Florida.
I'm there already.
You're there already?
I'm in
It feels like we
beautiful
live in
Wellington, Florida. I see Ducey all the time. I forget to wave to him.
Oh, you see Ducey? Well, I'm not
yeah,
going
he's free in the morning.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.